This is WUFT TV DT in Gainesville, broadcasting from the University of Florida.
The Holocaust Museum in Washington is closed today out of respect for the guard who was killed yesterday. Coming up, we'll have more on the 88-year-old man accused of the hate crime. Good evening, I'm Dan Larkin.
And I'm Leah Brockman. Students at Florida's public universities may soon see a spike in their tuition as the Board of Governors votes on an increase. WUFT News starts now.
Live from North Central Florida's first television station, this is WUFT News.
Flags at the U.S. Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C. are at half staff one day after a deadly shooting.
Police say 88-year-old James Von Brunn walked into the museum yesterday and opened fire, killing 39-year-old Stephen Johns. The victim was a security guard at the museum. Johns' mother, Jacqueline Carter, says she's sad Von Brunn took her son's life, but says it would be just like her son to try to protect people from harm.
I was just so shocked that for all these years he carried that level of hatred. And I'm just so sorry that he had to unleash it on my son. I would hate for him to have unleashed it on anybody.
Other guards shot Von Brunn. He's in critical condition at George Washington Medical Center. Authorities say the suspect has had a very dark past. Von Brunn is known as a proven hater. He has a website dedicated to white supremacy, anti-Semitism, and Holocaust denial.
Add to that a felony conviction and prison time. Drew Griffin has more on the suspect.
President Obama is in the Badger State today touting a new health care plan. The president is pushing for a sweeping overhaul that would extend medical coverage to more than 40 million uninsured Americans. President Obama told people in Green Bay he supports a government-funded national health care option. But critics fear the $1.5 trillion plan may lead to the demise of private health insurance. U.S. retail sales rose during May, and that's the third increase in 5 months. Companies like Del Monte, Clorox, and Target posted high profits and quarterly dividends. The increases tended to be among sellers of essential items such as food and clothes. Several categories of retailers tumbled last month. It's the summer months, and the temperature isn't the only thing that's rising. The prices at the pump are steadily going up. In the past week, crude oil prices jumped $2 a barrel, with a national increase of 11 cents a gallon on gasoline. This time last year, the nationwide average for gas was $1.40 higher. But that isn't much consolation for drivers who are trying to cope with the recent increases.
I'm a single mom, and I'm trying to find a job right now, so it's kind of ridiculous to put gas in my car because the car that I drive takes premium. So, yeah, it's pretty sad.
According to AAA, wholesale gas prices have risen 140% since December, when the national average was at its lowest in recent times.
Many new faces are showing up this summer at the University of Florida for orientation.
I spent time on campus today finding out a little more about the upcoming freshman class. Summertime is when many incoming freshmen begin making their way onto the University of Florida campus for the first time. And for some, it's been a dream to attend UF.
Once I hit campus and everything, I knew it was going to be my home for the next 4 years. Ever since I was around 9th grade, I started to fall in love with UF.
Currently, UF has the lowest percentage of female students of all Florida public universities. But what makes this year's freshman class at UF so unique is for the first time ever, 60% of the incoming freshman class are female.
One of the theories as to why this is happening is that for so many years, young women in the classroom in high schools and middle schools, they were overlooked by teachers, particularly in classes like science and in math. And so to make up for that, there was more attention given to young women to bring them along, and that's a good thing.
One statistic indicates more than 63% of women graduate from UF in 4 years, compared to 42% for men. Another study shows women in their 20s earn more money than men in the same age group in large cities.
I think females are they're becoming more competitive, and the standards kind of like leveling itself out. You're seeing females in predominantly which once were male jobs, so I think that has a lot to do with it.
And what do the guys think of more females on campus?
I think that's awesome. I mean, I'm a guy.
1997 was the last time there were more men enrolled at UF than women.
A major milestone in the digital TV transition is just hours away.
WUFT will make the big change tomorrow morning. Coming up next, we'll tell you what you need to do to be ready at home. Stay tuned.
You're watching WUFT News.
Welcome back. You've heard about it for months and months, but this is it. Starting tomorrow, most television broadcasters will stop using analog signals in favor of digital transmission.
After tomorrow's analog shutdown, older TVs will need converter boxes to receive digital signals by antenna. NBC's Kristen Dahlgren has more.
Kristen Dahlgren, NBC News.
Here at WUFT, our engineers plan to pull the plug on analog programming at 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Computer models predict the WUFT coverage area will shrink when only the digital broadcasts are left running. Thousands of homes may no longer get WUFT with rabbit ears or an antenna like they used to. That area is represented by the blue ring on the map. In most places, you can probably get another PBS station, or perhaps buying a better antenna will bring back WUFT, but in some homes in Dixie, Taylor, and Lafayette counties may not be able to get any PBS station.
If you think you're ready but something goes wrong tomorrow, remember the first rule of DTV troubleshooting is to make sure everything's plugged in and turned on, and try rescanning your TV channels. If you need more help, there will be an FCC phone bank operating. WOGX is also ending its analog broadcasts on Friday. The ABC, NBC, and CBS affiliates in Gainesville have already made the switch to digital only. So if you get them on all your TVs at home, you should be all set.
And Donald Trump says you're fired to Miss California and then promptly hires a replacement. WUFT's Nicole Alvarez joins us with details on that and the latest in entertainment news. Thanks, Nicole. Game 4 of the NBA Finals is just hours away.
The Orlando Magic will try and tie up the series tonight. When we come back, sports director Brittany Krause will have the details on the exciting matchup between Orlando and LA. So Game 4 is going to be a pretty big game tonight.
That's right, Leah. It should be pretty exciting.
So do you think the Magic are going to be able to pull it off tonight?
You know, Dan, like I said, I think that they're going to be able to win these next 2 games in Orlando, but they have to win the championship in LA. So it's going to be a tough one for Orlando. So we'll see.
It's going to be real tough. Thanks, Brittany.
Thanks, guys.
It may be hot in Florida, but fire danger and severe weather affecting the rest of the nation makes our weather pale in comparison.
Coming up next, we'll find out where the best and worst weather will be this weekend.
Just going to be real warm, guys. Looking like a pretty weekend.
Well, that's good, and good thing we don't have to worry about those tropical waves coming our way.
Definitely. I think we can hold off any tropical trouble for a while.
All right. Thanks a lot, Kate. And thank you for joining us. BBC World News is next with the PBS NewsHour at 7.
We'll have more local news tomorrow at 5:30 right after World Focus.
Have a great night.